Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will start with formulation of parental preparation. Formulation and formation both are different things. Formulation is which ingredients we are going to use in our preparation, and formation means how we make our preparation. So, now we will discuss on formulation of parental preparation. Then components of parental product are vehicles, stabilizer, buffering agent, tonicity factor, solubilizers, solubilizers, wetting, suspending, emulsifying agents, antimicrobial compounds. We will see what is the exact role of these all components and the examples. Okay, first one is vehicles. Vehicles are of two types, aqueous and non-aqueous. Aqueous vehicles are water for injection is a first choice of vehicle. It should be free from iron, pyrogens, and dissolved air, carbon dioxide, etc. Then, aqueous solutions are water for injection, sterile water for injection, bacteriostatic water for injection. Then, next one is antioxidants. Many drugs in solution. Antioxidants means name itself suggests it prevent the oxidation of our preparation. So, many drugs in aqueous solution are easily degraded by oxidation. Small volume parental product of this drug often contain an antioxidant. Which antioxidants? Bisulfides and metabisulfides are commonly used. Antioxidants must be avoid injection interaction with drug. Then antibacterial agents. These agents prevent the bacterial growth in our preparation. Examples are alcohol, chlorine, peroxide, and aldehyde. And the second group consists mostly of newer compounds that leave long acting residue on the surface to be disinfected and thus have prolonged action. For example, trichlocarbene and benzalkonium chloride. Then the buffers. Buffers for what buffers do? It maintain the pH of our preparation. Ideal pH of parental preparation is 7.4. If the pH exceed above 9, then tissue necrosis may happen. And below 3 pH, then pain, phlebitis, and in tissue can occur. Then the examples are acetate, citrate, and phosphate buffers. Then chelating agent. Chelating agents most commonly used is disodium edetate. It is seen that disodium edetate is a very useful adjuvant of ophthalmic preparation at concentration of up to 0.1% weight by volume to enhance antibacterial activity and chemical stability. It has also been used at higher concentration as an eye drop for the treatment of lime burns in cattle. Then the surfactants. Surfactants are what? The surfactants are surface active agents. The boundary between two phases. Certain compounds, because of their chemical structure, have tendency to accumulate at the boundary between two phases. Such compounds are termed as surfactants. The absorption of various interfaces between solid, liquid, and gases result in the changes in the nature of interface, which are of considerable importance in pharmacy. Surfactants are generally classified according to nature of hydrophilic group. The next one is solvent system. The drug is generally present in an injection in low concentration. The vehicle provides higher proportion of formulation and should not be toxic nor have any therapeutic activity. The first choice of solvent is obviously water. However, although the drug may be freely soluble, it may be unstable in aqueous solution. The non-aqueous vehicle water miscible co-solvent such as glycerin and propylene glycol are used as a vehicle in small volume parenteral fluid. The examples are they are used to increase the solubility of drug and to stabilize drug degraded by hydrolysis. Metabolizable oils are used to dissolve the drug that are insoluble in water. Examples are steroids, hormones, and vitamins are dissolved in the vegetable oil. These are administered by intramuscular route. Then solubilizing agent. Solubilizing agents are what? These increase the drug solubility. For example, polyethylene sorbitol monolate, that is 280, sorbitol monolate, lecithin, polyoxyethylene, polyoxypropylene copolymer, that is Pluronics. And the co-solvents are glycol, glycerin, ethanol, polyethylene glycol, sorbitol, dimethyl acetate, and chromophore, EL, etc. Then the adjuvants. Why adjuvants are used? Adjuvants are used to increase the stability and quality of product. When selecting additives, care must be taken that they should be compatible with physical and chemical with entire the formulation. They should be added in minimal possible quantity. Then the stabilizers. The drug in the form of solution are more liable to deteriorate due to oxidation and hydrolysis. The stabilizers are added in the formulation to prevent this, means to prevent oxidation and hydrolysis. The oxidation can be prevented by suitable antioxidants such as thiourea, ascorbic acid, sodium metabisulfite, or the product is sealed in atmosphere of nitrogen and carbon dioxide. Hydrolysis is prevented by using non-aqueous vehicle or by adjusting the pH of preparation. Then suspending agent, emulsifying agent, and wetting agent. Suspending agents are used to prevent a settling of the particles, means increase the viscosity so that our drug particles are remain suspended for a long time in the solution. Examples are methyl cellulose, carboxymethyl cellulose, gelatin, and acacia. Then emulsifying agents are used in sterile emulsion. And wetting agents. Wetting agents mean it reduce the interfacial tension between solid and liquid particles. Then tonicity factor. Parenteral preparation should be isotonic with the blood, plasma, and or other body fluid. The isotonicity of solution may be adjusted by adding sodium chloride, dextrose, and boric acid in suitable quantity. These substances should be compatible with water, other ingredient of the formulation. Then we have seen the formulation. Now we will see the points of processing of parenteral preparation. Means while preparing a parenteral preparation, which steps, which process we have to follow. First one is cleaning of container, closure, and equipment. Next one is collection of materials, preparation of parenteral product, filtration, filling of preparation in final container, sealing the container, sterilization, evaluation of parenteral preparation, and last one is labeling and packing. Tomorrow we will see these all processes in detail.